welcome to my channel, Hooked on Houseplants. I am Chula. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I just love and appreciate you all so very much. Okay, so listen. Okay, this might be a long one. Okay, so just sit back and enjoy the ride because I got some stuff that I need to share with y'all. Okay, first of all, excuse me, y'all are not going to be able to believe what I found on one of my plants. So you know I gotta be extra. I'm gonna have to tell y'all the story. But let me drink a little bit of water, so I can moisten my throat. Okay. Okay, y'all ready? Why did I find thrips? Yes, THRIPS on one of my plants 3 days ago. Yes, thrips. Now, didn't I just say, I think it was the video before last, and I'm gonna insert some B-roll so y'all can see what my exact words were. But I think it was something like, I've never had thrips before in my collection. Y'all listen. Even though I have never had a thrip outbreak, I've never had thrips on my plants, thank goodness. I have never had thrips before in my collection until 3 days ago. Okay, so I'm gonna tell y'all how it happened. Okay, so what had happened was sometimes me and hubby, we come out here, we sit and talk, we drink our coffee, we chill, okay? So I had noticed, I wanna say about 4 or 5 days ago, that one of my newer plants, the Shishmataglatis, Silver and Dukin. Yes, that is the offending plant. I noticed that it was not looking good, but I had a sachet on it and I was thinking it's probably just spider mites because we all know that Shishmataglatis are prone to spider mites. So anyway, about 3 days ago, I was sitting and I was talking to hubby and I looked at the plant again and I said, you know what? I need to actually get up and look at this plant and see what's going on because it has some crisping leaves and it just did not, I don't know, something just did not sit well in my spirit. So while I was talking to hubby, I got up, or while hubby was talking to me, I got up and I got the plant and I got to looking at that plant, y'all. Did you say there was the mother load, okay, of thrips on that plant? When I say the mother load, it was larvae, it was babies, it was mamas, it was daddies, cousins, nieces, aunts, uncles. When I tell you that that plant was so infested with thrips in all stages, I literally just could not believe it. I just could not believe what I was seeing. And do you know, with them thrips had the nerve, okay? It's already bad enough that they was infesting my plant. But you know what them thrips had the nerve to be doing? They was doing the electric slide on that plant. No, actually, you know what they was doing? They was doing that boots on the ground dance. They was like, oh, I got my boots on the ground. Where them fans at? Where them fans at? Where them fans at? Wait, I gotta get my fan. See, y'all didn't know. Y'all wasn't expecting that. Y'all didn't know I was going to actually come with the fan. Yes. I told my husband, I said, get up and get your phone and record this. We can make some money, because I know ain't nobody seen that. By the time he got back with the phone, they had already stopped. They had already stopped dancing. Yep. And so I was like, I asked them, I said, like, what is going on? Like, why are y'all infesting my plant? And they was like, y'all know that song by the OJs, If You Know, You Know, that they play at every family reunion? They started singing that song. They was like, family reunion, oh, family reunion. Yes, they said, that's what they said, they was having a family. They said they was having a family reunion on that plant, y'all. So guess what? See, you know what? Plants be trying to be funny. This is what I feel like took place. I feel like they heard me say a couple of days ago, yeah, I've never had thrips in my collection. And I wasn't trying to brag. I was not. I was just stating a fact. And them thrips was like, oh, okay, so you think you bad. You think you bad because you ain't never had no thrips. I'm going to show you something. So anyway, y'all, okay, I'm going to be serious. So I told my husband, this plant has thrips. And he was like, what is thrips? I said, it is a pest the pest of all pests that you do not want on your plants. So hubby got up, he got a garbage bag. I put that whole plant in the trash. Like, it was no saving that plant. It was so infested, y'all. And I'm gonna insert some pictures. I really wish I could have taken better pictures, but I was just, my thing was, this plant, I got to get this plant out of here ASAP. And I immediately started thinking about my other plants that were near it, my whole collection, wondering, oh my goodness. Okay, so put the plant in the bag, tied it up, threw it out. There was just no saving. So I'm just gonna let y'all know right now, I think I'm gonna leave Shishmataglottis alone. I think I'm gonna just leave that whole plant genus alone. Okay, so a little later, I'm gonna get into how I treated the plant and what I did as far as the rest of my plants. I will say that I have been fortunate so far because I have not found thrips on any of my other plants. And I'm going to tell you why I think that is the case. But first of all, I was like, you know what? I got curious. Okay, I'm about to put on my spectacles so I can read to y'all what I found out. I did some research. Yes, I looked on Google. And I Googled, are thrips attracted to some plants more than others? Okay, so I'm sure this video, this little section has already been said, maybe on other videos. If so, I just haven't seen it, but I'm just telling you what I learned on Google, okay? So it says that yes, thrips exhibit preferences for certain plants over others. So yes, thrips do discriminate, okay? It may not seem that way when you got an all-out full infestation going on, but that's what it said, that they do discriminate. Okay, so this is what I thought was interesting. Thrips use both vision and smell to locate host plants. Plant volatiles or odors, okay, odors play a significant role in attracting thrips to specific plants. So like I'm like wondering, okay, so the plants that are like musty, that's stinking, those are the ones that attract the thrips, or is it the ones that's fresh that done took a shower that attract the thrips? Like, I'm just wondering, like, what kind of odors are they giving off? Is it musty? Is it funky? I mean, what type of odors? Okay, so my theory is that when plants get stressed out, they release, well, not my theory, this is what it's saying, that when they, I'm just saying when I feel like it happens when they get stressed out, they release some type of odor and it calls certain types of plants, I mean certain types of pests. Okay, so it didn't say what kind of odor. I guess every plant releases its own specific type of odor. I was just being silly when I said that about the musty part. But anyway, yes, that is what attracts them. And I also learned that there are also specific types of thrips. There's onion thrips, gladiolus thrips, western flower thrips, so on and so forth. So certain thrips are specifically attracted to certain indoor, outdoor plants, or what they prefer to feed or host on. So obviously onion thrips, they prefer to host on onions and things like of that nature. So y'all get my point. Also, I learned that thrips can exhibit different preferences indoors versus outdoors. So some plants that are susceptible to thrips indoors may not be as attractive to them if that plant was outdoors. So I thought that was interesting. And it says aeroids like Monstera, it specifically mentioned Monstera, because I've heard a lot of people say that they find thrips on their Monsteras. It says aeroids like Monstera, palms, and calathea are known to be attractive to thrips indoors. Okay. Now, this is the part that just really, I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I was so disgusted. Okay, I got this from, it's called Earth's Ally website, and it says that thrips bite. Yes, you heard me correctly. Now, I don't know if y'all knew that or not. Them suckers bite. Okay, it says studies have confirmed that thrips, both adults and larvae, can bite people. So you mean to tell me not only do them things decimate your whole collection, but they bite people. They bite us. They bite humans. Okay, like, what? Okay, but I'm not done. I'm not done. They can reproduce without mating. Yeah, so if a female thrip decides she wants to have some babies, she said, I don't need a male. I can do it myself. And just reproduce by herself. Like, where did they do that at? Like, I was like, what? Okay, I don't know if y'all knew that or not. So this is what I learned about taking care of the infestation, because obviously the earlier they are detected, the easier they are to control. So I just happened to just see, this is why I always tell y'all, it is so important to look at your plants every day if you can, or at least every other day. And I'm not trying to throw Costa Farms underneath the bus. I am not, because I cannot say definitively. I can only say what I believe. But I ordered that Silver and Dukin Shishmataglottis specifically from Costa Farms website. I did check the plant over when it got here, like I always do, but maybe I did not check it over good enough. I did quarantine it because I got the plant, like, I guess it's been about 3 weeks ago. And so I did quarantine it for about a week. I think I even had it inside the house at some point, inside my home. And so I brought it back out here because I know that they love humidity. So I don't know if the thrips were already on the plant and I just did not see it, or if moving it around stressed the plant out and the thrips came from somewhere. Although, like I said, I looked over all of my plants and I don't see thrips anywhere else yet. Okay. So my theory is that they possibly came in on that plant and I just did not catch it. Okay. So what the website said about treatment is, it says that infestations can be challenging to control once established. It said a combo of cultural practices like pruning the affected leaves, stems, and flowers. So we all know that thrips can lay their eggs inside of the actual leaf, which can make it difficult to eradicate the eggs. So yeah, you may have to prune off some leaves. In my case, it wasn't no pruning. The whole plant needed to go. And so after you do that, it said things like sprays, insecticides, says you should clean and disinfect any surfaces or tools that you have used on that specific plant. Okay, so what I did once I threw the plant out, and I'm going to get up and show you the plants that were in the direct vicinity of the thrip infested plant. I'm going to show you those plants. But what I did was, after I threw the plant out, I took there was just 3 plants that were just like right there with the plant. I took them outside and I hosed them down because it said that, I looked at them first and I didn't see anything, but I said, you know what? They were just too close to that plant. So I read that you should hose them down first. You should completely, thoroughly rinse them off to dislodge any adult thrips or whatever that could be still on the leaves. So I took them outside, hosed them down. Then after I hosed them down, I sprayed them thoroughly. Stems, top of the leaf, bottom of the leaf. I mean, I soaked them, okay, in this insecticidal soap. Okay, you know how back in the days when we would have jerry curls, and don't act like you did not have a jerry curl. If you know, you know. I had a jerry curl, and yes, I thought I was the bomb when I had that jerry curl. But you know how back in the day they would be juicy, like the whole curl would just be wet and glistening, okay? That is how my plants were with this spray. Then I used this bonide insecticide. Actually, I put this in the potting mix at the top before I use the hose, because once you kind of work it into the top 2 inches of the substrate, then you should water it to get it down into, you know, so the roots can access the insecticide. So I use this, hose the plant down, and then I use this. Okay, now this is my theory. I know a lot of you do not like to use systemics or specific types of insecticides, but I'm gonna tell you, I truly feel like this is what saved me, because I had already treated the majority of my plants with this. And I try to do it at least every 2 months. I try to treat all of my plants. Sometimes I'll skip begonia. Have I ever used this on my begonia? I think I have. But I think that they may be the exception that I don't use this on. But yes, and this kills thrips. So I don't know if treating my plants previously with this is what saved them from being attacked by the thrips, or also I have been using what is it called, silica again on my plants. And silica is supposed to strengthen the walls and cells of the plants, of your house plants, and make them more resistant to certain types of pests. Now, I'm just saying what I have learned. I don't know, but I'm just telling you what I believe helped the rest of my collection to not be infested with thrips. Because if y'all could have seen the amount of thrips on that plant, I just knew that my whole collection was going to be infected. And I keep checking every single day to see if I see any signs of thrips. So far, like I said, I have not seen any more, but that doesn't mean that one or two might be lurking around somewhere. I also vacuumed really, really good the area where the plant was sitting. And like I said, even the plants that I didn't take outside, like the ones that were close, which I'm going to show you in a minute, I sprayed them with this soap as well. Excuse me. So I actually need to order more of this, because if you know about this thing could be this, it'd be right here. Okay, you be thinking you gonna get a whole full container. No, the containers I get, it always be right here, so I can go through this thing like so quick. But I'm about to order some more. And this is something interesting. Let me know down in the comments if y'all have ever used, it's called Earth's Ally 3-in-1 plant spray. I'm going to insert a picture. I've never used it, but supposedly, you know, like it was saying on the website, that a lot of pests become resistant to certain types of insecticide, which just basically means it doesn't work no more on them. So this product that they have, they're saying that it has a lot of natural things like peppermint oil, neem oil, some other things that it contains that the thrips and some other pests do not become immune to it, or what am I trying to say? That it continues to, that they don't develop a resistance to it, supposedly. So if you've used this product, please let me know down in the comments how you feel about it. And also, if you have had a thrip infestation, I want to hear all about it. Okay, I want all the details down in the comments. So I'm about to get up now, and I'm about to show you the plants that were like right next to it, and then the plants that were near it. And then I have two plants that I need to check on. I need to check the roots. And one of them, y'all, I'm so sad, but I'll show you that in a minute. So we're going to get up now, and I'm going to show you. All right, hold on, y'all. Okay, y'all, so honestly, like, I don't have a whole lot of room out here to really quarantine them like I would want to, but I have them, the three plants that were like right next to it over here. This is the Aglaonema green bowl. And like I said, I've been checking these plants sometimes 2 and 3 times a day just to make sure they don't have thrips on them. So it was that one. And then it was the, what is this? This Syngonium. Oh my goodness, it can't think of the name. Oh, I just showed y'all this plant. Anyway, I'll put it on the screen. But it was that one and my peace lily. And this peace lily can be kind of tricky, because you see that variegation, how the variegation is. It can be kind of hard to detect, you know, pest on it. But they're looking good. You know, they're looking good. Like I said, I don't see any signs of thrips so far. So that's where they're at. This is where they were. They were over here in this area. So then the next closest plant is my big Roy, Aglaonema. And so I sprayed this down with the insecticide as well. And it had already been treated with systemic, but I treated it again. And then my pink princess, I sprayed it down, treated it again with the bonide. Same thing with my strawberry shake philodendron. Now this plant was not here. I actually took this plant inside. This is the Calathea Warsawisii. I need to see, y'all, don't be like me. Leave plants alone. If they seem like they're happy in a certain area, leave them alone. Because if you keep moving them around, they'll get stressed out. So this one wasn't even over here, but I just put it over here. And then this one I treated. This is the Aglaonema. Oh my gosh, y'all. I can't think of no names. I'll put it on the screen. So all of these plants basically over here were in the vicinity. So I went ahead and treated them all. And fortunately, the plant was not in the thick of the collection. It was like on the outskirts over here. So I am thankful for that. I also treated this Hoya, my Hoya Chelsea, because as you can see, the leaves trail down. So I didn't know if it had been affected by the thrips. So like I said, and look, I even helped this leaf to unfurl because like somebody said they be hot and they love the new tender foliage that comes out. So this was still rolled up and I sprayed it with water and I unrolled it because I wanted to make sure there was no thrips hiding in there. So I don't see any. But yes, y'all, that is what happened. It's been a very eventful couple of days. So, like I said, I will continue to monitor my collection and make sure that I don't see any thrips. Okay. So, y'all, enough talking about thrips. I'm starting to itch. Okay, hold on, y'all. Okay, y'all, so I'm back. I think it's about to storm. The lighting kind of went dim a little bit. I did hear some thunder. So, let's see. Okay. So, yeah. But I am proud of myself because I actually said that if I ever, because I admire how calm a lot of you are when you find thrips in your collection. And I always thought that if I ever found thrips that I was going to flip the script. But I did pretty well. And y'all know how I am. So I'm very proud of myself for how I handled it. Okay. So now, and yes, I finally got a decent potting net. This one's a little large, but I'm going to check on these two plants to see if I can see what might be going on. And I'm gonna put my glasses on. Where they at? So I can see better. What did I do with them? Y'all, I done lost my glasses. Oh, here they are. Okay. So the first plant that I need to check on that is like, oh my gosh, this plant is my heart. I hope nothing is wrong with it. Y'all, look. My spiritus sancti, y'all. I don't know what's going on with this plant, but let me tell you what happened. I had it in a self-watering planter. I up-potted it, and I think that I went too large because I think it was like in a 4-inch or maybe a 3-inch, and I up potted it to a 6.7-inch. And so I noticed that the plant was just not looking good. It has stopped growing, and this plant has been like pushing out leaf after leaf, and it stopped. So that was my first sign, like, okay, so what's going on with this plant? So I checked it for pests. Now y'all got me, I'm paranoid now. Didn't see any pests, still don't see any pests. So it did have a little bit of root rot, just a little bit. It wasn't bad at all, but the potting mix was very, very wet. And I was kind of surprised. I don't know why it was in self-watering. It wasn't self-watering. But yeah, I noticed that the potting mix, the substrate was very wet. And so I decided I trimmed off the roots that were rotten and I put it in pond self-watering, okay? But then I noticed that the leaves felt they didn't feel firm to me. And so I was like, I wonder, is this plant absorbing the water? So, you know, when since I had just put this plant in pond, I did water it through thoroughly first, and then I left water in the reservoir. But I noticed that after a couple of days, the water level was the same. You know, like the plant was not taking up the water. And so some of the leaves are still looking kind of droopy. So I need to look at the roots and see what's going on to make sure it's not, it doesn't have more root rot. And I also took advantage of the opportunity to direct some of the aerial roots down into the pond when I repotted it. So we're gonna take it out and I'm gonna see what is going on with these roots, okay? I don't know if y'all can see me. I'll try to show you as best as I can, but yeah, yep, it has root rot. See how easily that came off? I knew something was going on with this plant. Yep. See how these roots are just sloughing off? Oh my goodness, I am so disappointed. This is like one of my favorite plants. Do y'all see that? Do y'all see how these roots are just sloughing off? If you have never seen root rot, this is what it looks like, y'all. I am so hurt by this. Look at that. Like, these roots are just literally, look at that. Like I said, it doesn't smell, but yeah, it has root rot. Kind of suspected it. So what I'm gonna do is I more than likely will just cut off all the roots, but you can see that it has this enough, what is that called? I guess stem that's coming down that it can be rerooted in water. That's what I'm gonna reroot it in. I don't have any, what is it called? Oh, that black stuff. My mind today is horrible. You know that black stuff, I'll put it on the screen. They look like that people use in their fish tank. Stratum. I haven't had any of that in a while. So for now, I am going to probably just rinse the bottom. Once I take all these roots off, I'll probably rinse the plant off, what remains, with a little bit of hydrogen peroxide mixed with water. I don't know if I'll need to do that. I don't know. I just know that I'm going to cut all these roots off. I'm not prepared to do it now. I don't have what I need. Well, you know what? I might leave this. No, you know what? I'm gonna just cut it all off. So I probably will cut it right here, if y'all can see that. Or I need to clean, I need to get up. Do y'all want to see me do this? I need to get up and clean my scissors. Hold on real quick. Hey y'all, so it is officially raining. I don't know what happened. My phone just cut off. So I don't know how much y'all caught. I hope I was able to record everything that I was just doing with the Spiritus Sancti. But let me hurry up. This is the next plant that I want to check on. Now, this is the Aglaonema spathanema. And this plant has just been on a slow and steady decline, as you can see. Like, you can look at the leaves and tell that it's just not healthy. It's not doing good. So I'm going to look at the roots yet again to see what's going on. Like I told you, I've been noticing something anyway with my Aglaonema. Like they've just been losing a lot of lower leaves, but like a lot. I think my phone is about to cut off again, y'all. So what I did was I cleaned all the leaves of all of my Aglaonema with a Dawn soap and water mixture, and I treated them with the Bonide Systemic. So I hope that helps with whatever might be going on. I think Aglaonema might have their own little pest that just attacks them that maybe we don't know about. Let me know what y'all think down in the comments. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. So substrate just, it does have, oh my goodness, it does have a little baby there. Oh, and right there, another one, and another one right, oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let me show y'all. Okay, so it's two plants. So this, it has a growth right there, a growth right here. Don't see any pests on the plant. So I don't know. And the roots look good. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, I'm confused. I'm confused as to what might be going on with this plant. I have treated it. I've never seen any pests on the plants. I don't know why it's yellowing like that. I don't believe that I've been overwatering it. So, I don't know. I don't know what I want to do with this one. But yeah, the roots are healthy. They are healthy. Okay, so let's have a look at the other one. The other one, look at this. This little baby on the side, it has a growth right there, growth right here, growth right there, and right there. Roots look good on this one too. So maybe it needs more light. Like I have it, see, you know what, now that I'm thinking about it, I had it on this shelf over here near a grow light. And it seemed to be doing fine over there. But then, of course, Chula got to moving stuff around. And so I wonder if it's that. If it needs more light. If you don't have this Aglaonema, please provide some insight. Because I don't know what is going on with this plant. These roots are healthy. It's nothing wrong with the roots. So it has to be the lighting. It has to be the lighting. Like I said, I had it in a self-watering setup. Like I had it in this pot. And this is the self-watering container that I had it in. So I don't know. So I'm going to repot it back up. Y'all hear the rain? And put it in a higher light to see if that helps. But like I said, if you have this plant, the spathanema, and you have struggled with it or yours is doing great, please let me know down in the comments what you are doing with this plant, where you have it at. But yeah, that's what I'm going to start off with. I might change the substrate too. I think this is the Fox Farm. Yep, this is the Fox Farm. And I really like the Fox Farm, but I've heard people say that it's too rich sometimes for certain plants, and that um, the people were saying it was burning their. I can't remember what it was exactly with the Fox Farm, but maybe the substrate is too rich for this plant. I don't know, but I'm going to change the substrate and put it in a higher light condition and see if that helps, and I will keep you updated. All right, y'all. So anyway, this video has been long enough. I hope you enjoyed it. I tried to do something different that I don't normally do. So I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please let me know down in the comments. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And I am also on Instagram. Okay? So if you can take anything away from this video, pests are going to happen, unfortunately, even to the best of us. Even when you are meticulous with your collection, even when you try your best to keep them at bay, sometimes bringing in new plants, so that's why it's important to quarantine. Maybe I should have done it for 2 weeks. Let me know down in the comments when you get a new plant, how long you quarantine the plant for. And look them over thoroughly, okay? See, if you blind like me, maybe you need to put on your spectacles and examine each leaf, because I obviously missed something. But if you're watching your plants, if you're observing your plants, they will show signs pretty quickly, especially with thrips, that something is going on. So I'm glad that I caught it when I did. So just make sure you're always looking at your plants, observing what's going on with them. Like even with the Spiritus Sancti, right away I knew something was wrong because it had stopped growing. I mean, this plant was pushing out growth left and right, and then it's just stopped. And then feel the leaves, and sometimes the leaves, the way they feel, can be an indication that something's going on. So just try to be observant as you can. I know we're all busy. I know it's hard to look over, especially if you have a large collection, to look over every plant, but I'm telling you, you can save yourself a lot of heartache if you can get into the habit of just looking at your plants regularly, knowing what they look like, getting familiar with them, and then that way you'll be able to detect any outbreaks as soon as possible. Okay? All right, y'all. I have ran my mouth long enough. Thank you so much if you made it to the end of this video. Please let me know down in the comments. Share anything you want to share with me about experiences that you have had with thrips or with anything else, plant struggles, whatever. Okay? Because we got to support each other. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. And until the next time, hooked on houseplants, y'all. Bye. Mwah. Love you guys.